The Sit Down with Brian Green.
Welcome to episode 2 of the Sit Down with Brian Green. I've got my long-term friend, cuz, Stephen Buckner here. He just got off the plane. He's kind enough to spend some time with us this evening. He's traveling the freaking globe. This guy never stops. I don't know exactly how old you are. We're going to get to that. What I really wanted to start with is you're in Caesars, Indiana, and you came from.
I came from Chicago. I played in Hammond, Indiana, WSOP.
Okay, so you came from the WSOP Hammond. Now you're at Caesars, Indiana to play another WSOP circuit. You're going back-to-back circuits. You're going to win the fucking main event here. Okay, so before we go into all the hands.
You should ask me what happened in Hammond, Indiana, cuz in the main event.
We're going to work our way up to that because I know you have all the stories, but I want to start off because I don't want to have to edit backwards. I've known you for years. And I know a little bit about your story, but I want to start back when you were just a little Stephen Buckner. As far back as you can remember, just give me a little bit of brief history because I don't know it all. Tell me about your pops, your mom, your family, where you grew up, that type of stuff.
Okay.
Give me some background for the people who don't know you well.
Yeah, you got it. So I'm from Brooklyn, New York. It seems like you're doing a good job because that's exactly how we did it in the Matt Berkey, which I never knew what a podcast was. And they got me crying. They had me laughing. And there may be some tears now because you're asking me about my history. I come from a really rough. I'm real, cuz you know me for a long time. You know me over 20 years. I'm real. I came from a broken home. My real dad left me when I was 3. My mother married a my grandfather and brother, my grandfather and uncle.
How old were you when your mother married this other guy?
Before I wasn't born. I don't know how many years before.
Oh, okay, so your father was gone before you even.
No, when I was 3 years old, he left. My father left me when I was 3.
Okay, and this other guy came into the picture right after.
Came in when I was 6 years old. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
And he was and my uncle and grandfather were both from the Bonanno crime family, and they told him not to marry him, that he was a loser, and she tried to change him because she was an enabler. Make a long story short, I'm going to school. I see a needle sticking in his arm in the bathroom with a belt around his arm, blood gushing out. He's out cold. So it was a rough childhood. Move on later, a few years later, at 13, he had died in a hotel. He overdosed. That was my mother's second husband. I started when I was 13. 16, I was the largest in the Bronx. I was to my uncle, and make a long story short, my mother threw the scale and the coke out the window, called her brother up, who I was dealing to, slapped me in the face and said, "Hey, nephew, you got to stop this." And he put a show on for his sister. My mother started crying and said, "Please." Elmo, his name is Vincent Amaranti. He just passed away November 22nd. He said, "Please get him a job in the fruit market with our other brother, Alfred." The next day I was working in the fruit market, unloading trucks. 16 years old, 1976, soaking wet. I was 165 pounds. I was working in the fruit market, making $28,000 a year. My business blossomed because all the truckers found out I had the good stuff. I'm going to forward past a few more years later. 1983, my uncle gets pinched. That's all on the internet, so I'm not ratting. He got pinched. Back then, you could hug each other. He said, "Nephew," he hugged me, "I'm going to do a big bid. Stop dealing. The feds want you. They don't have nothing on you. I'm not giving you up." 2 years later, 1983, 2 years later, 85, I was broke. I went through $2.4 million in the safe. I was homeless on the Lower East Side of Manhattan. I got clean April 14, 1985. 1 year later, making meetings, my sponsor said, "You got to go get a job."
How old were you? Steve, how old were you in 85?
I was 25 years old. I just turned 65 August 28th. So I was 25 years old. I went to meetings for a year. 1986, my sponsor says, "Okay, it's time for you to get a job. What do you want to do?" He said, "I don't care. Whatever you're doing, it's legit. Go." I started selling cars. All I wanted was a free card. It said free demo in the ad. So I got the job. I was a #1 salesman for 6 months. I went to my boss, Ben Russo, may he rest in peace. I said, "I want to do what that guy's doing." He said, "Cuz I only have one F&I guy," which was a finance guy. He said, "But you go for an interview and I'll get you the job." I go on an interview. I was selling 35 cars a month. I was #1 from the first month to the 6th month. And then I went on this job interview. I read it in the New York Times, and it said, 5 years experience, F&I. I went to the job. His name was Bob Felsen. I'll never forget his name. He said, "What are you doing here? You don't have 5 years." I said, you call up Ben Russo. You know Bayside Dodge? He said, "Yeah, I know him." You call him. He called him. I was right in the office. He said, "If you don't hire him, somebody else will." Gave me the job, making now $75,000 a year. This girl named Miss Applegate. She said, "You're my #1 alarm salesman. You want to make 6 figures?" This is 1987. I said, "Yes." "Are you willing to move from Brooklyn to all the way out to Long Island? Exit 64, a place called Medford, Long Island." I said, "I don't know where it is, but I'm willing to go." I went. 1987 to 88, my true story, I made exactly $139,000. Back then, right now, that's like $500,000-600,000. Got clean, and I spent 30 years in the car business. 2000, going to backtrack. 2018, I was tired of working weekends. You and I discussed it. I went back to school to get my health insurance license, my 215. I had $80 in my pocket. My best friend's son. I said, "What are you making? What are you doing? Because you drive around in a new Mercedes every 2 years. I got you smoking cigars with me." And I'll never forget, it was at the Hard Rock Casino in Hollywood. He said, "I sell health insurance. That's what you need to get in. I want to meet your boss tomorrow." I met him. I made $3,000-4,000 a week. The last week of open enrollment, I made $7,015. He only gave me a check for $5,000. I went and cashed the check. I said, you think you're gonna fuck me?" I said, "If my friend's son wasn't here, you're gonna pay me motherfucker $2,000. "Oh, you had chargebacks." I said, "Shove the chargebacks up your ass." And then after that, sold health insurance for a while, and then Mama got sick with cancer. 4 years ago, she passed away February 28th. I took care of her. She said to me, "What's this in my arm?" I said, "Underneath your arm, Mom." I said, "If you have lymph nodes here, that means they're all in your lungs." And she had beat cancer in 2008. I slept in the hospital 5 months the first time. She had throat cancer. She was in the hospital 5.5 months. She had 36 treatments of radiation, 14 doses of chemo. We saved her. 5 years after that, I took her for a PET scan, 5 years to make sure it didn't spread. She was clean. Year 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 8 years. I'm thinking the doctor's giving her a chest x-ray. I go get a PET scan, and she has stage 4 cancer. She's got 3 to 4 months to live. I went to the doctor. I said, "Let me see her medical records." He never gave her one chest x-ray. Basically, he murdered her. Not intentionally. He dropped the ball. He took care of her for 28 years. So I said, "You're not long to live on this earth." He looked at me, turned white as a ghost. And 2 days later, get a knock at the door. My mother's dying. I'm taking care of her, changing her, feeding her, clothing her, doing everything I need to do to make her comfortable. Sheriff comes to the door. He said, "Mr. Buckner?" I said, "Yeah, what can I do for you?" He said, "You have a restraining order. You're not allowed to see the doctor." I said, "Who the fuck wants to see him?" He said, "Well, I'm telling you, don't go near him because you'll be going to jail." Mother calls me to the bed because she holds my hand. I haven't told her story in a while. She holds my hand. And she says, "I love him. It's too late. I'm going to heaven." Imagine what a woman she was. She knew what was going to happen to him. And all the anger and all the pain just lifted, Brian, it just went away. Because if my mother forgave him and God forgives, then I dropped it. That's a true story. February 28th, she passed. 3 days later, my only daughter gave birth to a baby girl. Less than 72 hours later. God give it, God take it, and God give it. And that's the facts.
We're all appointed to
death. And
death.
After she passed, I couldn't go back to work. I was mentally, physically, and emotionally drained. And the only thing that I knew that would make me feel good was to go play poker. And I got a backer. I started cashing tournaments, and the only way to be good at this, I was only a recreational player when I met you. I couldn't tell my boss, "Oh, I'm going away," or "I'm going away for 6 weeks or a month." He'll tell me, "Go get a job." I can't, I need you. You're running my company. I ran big car dealerships. So I got a backer, started traveling. I was only in the red $10,000, and I flew. My backer said, "Where are we going next?" I said, I won't mention names. We're going to a place called Choctaw in Durant, Oklahoma. He said, where the hell's that? I said, don't worry, in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, but I like it there. So landed in Dallas, went there. Stone cold, 4 hands left. I got Eric Arafat to my right and another
4 players left.
No. 4 hands left to bag.
To bag day
4
3?
hands left to bag day 1A.
Oh, okay. Day 1A.
Got it? 1A.
Okay.
I'm not giving you the hand. The bottom line is I lose aces. I 3-bet him hard. He got 16th. He got 16th when I got 12th in Hard Rock. So he knew me, the other guy. And Eric played with me too. So this guy opens. Eric Arafat calls. I 3-bet hard. I 3.5 exit. Call. Flop. I have the ace of heart, the ace of club. Flop comes 3 diamonds. He bets. He calls. I move all in. He calls. Eric folds. He's got ace 9 of diamond. Board don't pair on the turn. River. Ace of spade to put us insult to injury. I'm out. So I'm walking down the stairs of Choctaw. You know, we've been there. Walking down the elevator. My backer looks at me. He said, cuz, you want to go play $100, $1, $2 tomorrow? He was messing with me. I registered for the flight, flight 1B. Ray Katomi's the chip leader for day 1A. Who's the chip leader for day 1B? Cuz, 444,000. 4 or 5 days later, make the final table with Chance Cornick, Kristen Foxen, James Mackey, who's a WPT champ, Ray Katomi, and James Hunt, and some other guy. And I'm the only sucker. There's 7 left. I'm the only sucker that doesn't know that we're flying. Oh, true story. I'm the only one that doesn't know that we're going to film this at the Luxor. I'm thinking we're going to play at table 69. There's 7 left. I'm on the Stone Cold. I haven't told this story in years. I'm on the button. The guy's going in the big blind. Blinds was 75, 150, 150,000. He only has 150K left. Remember, I'm the only one that doesn't know we're going to the final table, right? And going to Vegas. Chance Cornick has all the chips. What do you think he does? He raises 300. He min clicks it. Kristen Foxen folds. I look up at 2 10s. You think I move all in? I got 2.4 million. He's got 11 million. I call. Flop comes Jack 9-9, rainbow. What do you think he does? He bets. I just call. Turn deuce of diamond. What do you think he does? He bets 500. Now there's 1.1 million. I only have 2.49 million. I call. Worst card in the deck on the river, king of heart. What do you think he does? They all know that they're going to that guy's out the next hand. That man is out the next hand. I haven't told this story. That guy's out the next hand. I guarantee 3 people are going to call because they want to bag up and they know they're flying out. And 10 days they're going to be playing for $500,000. River King, he shoves all in. Chance Cornick, I get up on my chair. I don't use one chip bank, one time bank, cuz. All these guys, and that's another thing. This game is becoming very boring, cuz. We need time banks. This was 2022. I get up and I look at the kid. I said, you're going to be at this table tomorrow, table 69, playing the main event with the least amount of chips in history. You'll have 150K because I call. He turns over queen 9. Let's go. Now I got 4.8 million. Next hand, he's out. I said, come on. I told my backer, let's go. We're going to go smoke a cigar. The floor comes over to him. He says, where you going, cuz? I'm going to smoke a cigar. He said, no, you're not. You're going to do an interview. We're going to pay you $102,000, $101,000. And you're going to Vegas. Vegas? Yeah, we're flying you to Vegas and we're going to film it. I went, are you kidding me? We're not coming here tomorrow? No, you can't make this shit up. That's why he jammed his whole stack and did what he did, because he thought, first he thought I looked at the ladder up, which I didn't, and it was a TV final table. Anyway, that backer, we go. I get second, obviously. I dissect him like a surgeon. I get second. He's a great player. No big deal. Ready? I want to go start playing in the poker go. I want to start playing in the big game. So I get another backer because he's got a wife and 2 kids. And the other guy's single, I got him. Nobody in the poker world will do what I did. They both had 25 each, and I got the other 50. So I took 2 backers, so the young kid who I just gave him half of I owed him 10, so I got 320,000, right? You got it? I owed him 10K. So it was 155 each. I gave him 155. I took 155, and I got the other backer. The whole entire summer, I'm only down $36,000. All the events. I make day 5. I take 5,000 for the whole summer for working like a dog. Put that on the red. And so now I'm only in a red 5K now. From May 26th or 27th when we filmed it until the end of July. Now, months later, I'm going to play the 10K Bellagio Cup, WPT, 4.5 months later. 2 days before I hug this kid, I hug and kiss him, and I tell him I love him for his birthday. 2 days before I get there, after I hugged him, I'm already in Vegas. I get a text from him. He says, I'm not interested in backing you no more. No phone call, no nothing. I found out after what happened. Needless to say, he got into a trick bag. No problem. I love him with all my heart. The other guy, I call him up, PJ, and I say, PJ, I need 10,000 for, and he said, I already pressed the button. And if you believe in the butterfly effect, I would have never been at that seat. I would have never squeezed with Ace Jack against Joe T and Kurt Colburn. And I hit the ace. And I hit the ace when the blinds were 5K. Kings against Jacks against Ace Jack. I tell the truth. So there is suck out. So when he hit the ace at the last hand, 300 on the 399 hand, when Chad Everslage hit it for $1,042,000, I hugged him and kissed him. Anyway, he dropped me. The other guy, PJ, dropped me plus 300. Every backer that I've had dropped me plus money.
When was your very first? I'm going to take you back a little bit. When was your very first experience gambling?
Gambling or playing poker?
Not gambling.
Oh, gambling. Okay, my uncle told me to go to Vegas in 1978. Get on a plane. You're wild. You're in after-hour joints. I know you're dealing to me, but you're getting out of control. He said, go spend 2 weeks in Vegas. I went with 20,000. I went to the Frontier Hotel. I went to go see one of his boys when the wise guys were running the joint. And I started shooting dice and baccarat and all that. And I lost millions and millions of dollars. The worst decision he ever made was sending me there. I tell the truth. I should have stayed in Brooklyn. I would have never. But I didn't tell you. You asked me a good story. So after losing 10,000 at Frontier, I go down. I want to see this place called Jack Binion's. I only played 5-card, 7-card with my friends. So all the guys with the black suits, they had black suits, cowboy hats. They would have smoking cigars. I didn't smoke at the time. I'm coughing in the Binion. I'm choking. I said, hey, boss, what are they playing over there? They're playing a game called No Limit Texas Hold'em. I said, I got 10,000 on me. He said, yeah, they're playing 1-2. I said, 100, 200, you'll teach me? I'll play. They said, no, $1, $2. I said, you know what? Do yourself a favor between the fucking smoke. I ain't playing for $1, $2. I just lost 10 times at the Frontier. I imagine if I sit at that table, how my life changes. It's called the butterfly effect.
Right.
I leave this. So you asked me, that's when I started gambling. But poker's not gambling.
Okay, so poker, when was your first time playing poker, like No Limit Hold'em?
Okay, because all great questions, really. 2003, my mother says, come over for coffee, son. All right, Ma, I'll be right over.
Moneymaker.
I come over. She's watching this game called...
You're part of the Moneymaker effect? Wow.
She's what? You got to listen. No, you got to listen.
I'm going to.
You really got to listen because it's a great story. It's about my mama.
All right, let's go.
Mama makes me coffee. I'm sitting down and I said, Mom, what are you watching? She said, I'm watching a game called No Limit Texas Hold'em. I went, oh, she said, I love this game. I said, Mom, I watched them play. I watched them play in 78. But no, she said, I'm watching the World Series of Poker on TV. I love it. I said, Mom, listen, let me get my coffee. I want to go smoke a cigar with my friends. 2 years later, on my daughter's eyes, I'm smoking a cigar in a cigar joint. Cuz, God is my witness. A billionaire says to me, give me 200, cuz. I give him the 200. He looks at me and he says, An hour later, I said, what do you need my 200 for? He said, we're going to play now 2003 to 2005. He said, we're going to play a sack. We got 3 tables. We're going to play a little tournament. 3,000, 2,000, 1,000. And when we get to 3, we never play it out. We chop it up because we're friends. We play my first tournament. They taught me. I win it. I get 2,000.
All right.
I play 6 times.
Now you're fucking hooked.
I win 4 of the 6. And the TV's on again. It says World Series of Poker. Same thing my mother was watching. Now it's 2 years later. I asked my boys, I said, where is this? My mother watches this on TV, the same game we're playing, I swear to God. They said, this is the World Series of Poker in Vegas at the Rio. I said, can we go? Yeah, cause we're gonna go. So my first, you're laughing, I'm telling you, it's in Hendon.
No, you're a fucking great storyteller, bro. You're the best.
It's there, it's right in Hendon. I played 4 tournaments. I cashed 2. I fall in love with the game, but I'm now running companies. I can't play it. Needless to say, I'm in Hammond. Now. Right now, I'm in Southern Indiana. 2005. I come here. I win my first 10K seat at this fucking casino. I haven't been back in 20 years. I put up 1,100. I win my seat. I didn't know how to play with the 10K buy-in. So I'm here back again, and that's how I fell in love with the game.
It's wonderful. And another question about poker. What do you have, like, a favorite moment in poker?
Wow.
Like just one moment that really sticks out as your favorite so far? Yeah. I'm in the 10K. I'm playing with Justin Bonamos to the table. Another guy by the name is Mike. I forget. Watson? He was the chip lead. Mike Watson.
No. Anyway, he lost 100 pounds. He was to Justin Bonomo's right, and Justin Bonomo had raised. I called in the blind with 2 deuces. Flop come deuce, ace, brick, rainbow. I know I check. I know he's going to bet. He bet. Turn brick. I check again. He bets. I know when the river comes, because there's 20-something left, I know that if I bet the river, he's going to shove his stack and I'm going to get a double up. Exactly how I called it. Turn came brick. I checked. He bet. I called. River, I bet. He went all in. He said, I'm all in, cuz. I didn't use one time bank. I called. I want you to put him on a hand.
I don't know if I can. We're talking about
pocket threes. He had pocket threes.
Oh, wow.
Now, when you got 50, 60 million in earnings, you can do that. Now, if I don't have a set of deuces, I can't call, right? Or even a weak ace, I can't call. So that was a big moment. Huge.
Right.
Huge.
Yeah, and it kind of proves to yourself. I mean, from my experience playing with you, both of the stories you've told about poker hands so far, the big hands you've said, no time bank, snap call. And you know what I think that indicates about your game is that you trust your gut, and you don't really need a lot of time, and you play on your gut. And if you think a fucking guy's lying to you, you just think he's lying, and that's it.
Because the true story, it's documented, it's on TV. I only use one time bank in all my final tables. I don't believe, that's why me and Matt Savage are working on it. I've been talking to Matt. June the 3rd, I have the text to prove it from him. He said, cuz, how slow are they playing this year, comma, still want time banks? He's being funny with me. We need time banks. The game is becoming too...
Steve, let me tell you something. I just went to Barcelona. I made a little video about this. My guy hasn't edited it yet, but at the EPT, brother, if a guy bets his whole stack but leaves one chip back, you know, so that he can get an extra action and tank fucking on the next action, that way he can tank. And then if someone goes all in, he's got another chip so he can fucking take another 2 minutes. Well, there at the EPT, when they pull this shit, when they bet every chip and hold one back, immediately after 3 seconds, the dealer calls the floor, and the floor comes over and they say, you cannot fucking use that as a stalling tactic. And another thing is, when you get
it's also for laddering up. It's also for laddering up.
EPT is the best though. Whenever I was there in Barcelona, their crew is so smart. When we got 10 from the money, people started fucking banking. You know what they did? The guy announced, all right, the whole room's on a 3-second clock now. He said, "Fuck it, I'm tired of y'all stalling. The whole room's on a 3-second with 10
Good.
left.
But you know, Brian,
3-second clock, bro.
Brian, you're playing longer than me. You know that we need time banks. The game is becoming too.
They're destroying the game because it's so fucking boring when you got two guys, when you got 2 or 3 of these guys on your table that take a minute and a half when it's an obvious fucking fold. Even the top pros in the world, I don't give a fuck how balanced you want to be. If you've got fucking Jack Deuce and it's fucking, and someone's fucking raising 3x, you just fucking pitch it in the fucking muck and move on. Like
hold on. Isn't this game? Wait, Brian, you correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't this game about seeing more hands per down?
If you're good, you want to see more hands. The better players.
You want to see more hands. That's what the game is about. Seeing more hands per down.
The only way you should be slowing it down. For instance, when I first played, not in Poker Go because it wasn't created, but when Kerry Katz first invited me to play a 25K at Aria, he was building he was starting to build his tournament structure because he knew he was building out Poker Go, and he was he was running these tournaments. There would be 15, 16 people. So he messages me, "You should come jump in this tournament." And I walk over and there's like 16 people. I'm like, "Man, I don't know." He's like, "Yeah, it's still gonna be like 400 for first though. So like jump in or whatever. Like it'll end up getting 30 people or whatever." So I just remember in this thing, he's the one, Kerry's the one that created the big blind ante. Because he was sitting there every time, like there's always someone on their phone waiting to put up the ante, the old days when everyone had the ante, and he was sitting there nonstop.
Then somebody would say, "Oh, I put it in." No, you put it in, and then it stalled the game.
He was sitting there nonstop trying to figure out how he could make this more efficient. So he's the one that started that, and then Savage and all the guys had to adopt it because why? It speeds the tournament up, so they make more money.
Right now, we need time banks to speed the tournament up.
I don't even know if time banks speed the tournament up because then these jackasses will use the entire fucking
clock. Hold on. Well, guess what? 2 years ago, you can't make it up. I go to Panama. From the beginning of the tournament to the end, let it be a 300, 500, or a 1,500, or a 3,000. From the beginning of the tournament to the end of the tournament, you got 15 seconds pre, 30 seconds post. When the blinds are 5, 10,000, Brian, you won't have the fucking time banks to use. Then I go to my first BSOP in Rio de Janeiro, right from Panama. Same thing from the beginning of the tournament to the end. It just makes the game so smooth.
Okay, so let me tell you this: at EPT, they didn't have time clocks, but they just had the damn dealers trained that you don't wait for a player to call a clock. If someone's fucking stalling on a pay jump or the money bubble, call the floor. And they called the floor, and they would give a guy a fucking 10-second clock like that. And players were getting. But a lot of American players were looking at the fucking dealer going, "Did you just call a clock on me?" The dealer called the clock. But I liked it because I was like, you know what? It keeps it from fucking, you're sitting there getting dealt bullshit
Brian, I love
for
it.
2 hours.
Brian, I'm with you. Love it 100%. But I want to back up.
Okay, we need to back up to this. I asked you about your most favorite hand in poker. We got to go with the worst hand ever in poker, the one that wakes you up at night where you just wish if that one fucking hand would have went different.
Yes, I got it. I remember it. There were two of them. There were just two.
The number one. Go with the number one.
On the 399th hand, I'm playing for 1,042,000 after I made one final table. It's tough to cash a tournament. I go
heads
back
up
to
or
back.
Three-handed?
Heads up. We're heads up.
Against Chad Everslage.
Chad Everslage.
In a
4 months later.
WPT in Vegas.
WPT. Yeah, both. But yeah, was not filmed
this
because
is a 10K buy-in.
10K buy-in. Playing for 1 million. Playing for 1,042,000.
5 diamond.
5 diamond. The last one we had on
heads
2020.
up for a 5 diamond title. I didn't even know that. Holy shit.
Back to back. Well, one was the WPT against Chance. I'm not making this up.
Well, I knew the top tall one, but you were in the 5 diamond heads up for a 5 diamond. The one Antonio Espinari won. The one all the legends have won.
Oh yeah, right. Because the who's who in the world was the who's who in the world would play that tournament.
Tell me the hand.
I'm going to tell you the hand. On the 399th hand, Chad Everslage, because I'm all in, I snap called him with 2 queens. He turns over ace 9-0. Ace River for 1,042,000.
How many
on the
300?
You know, at the end, there were 5. They were one. The blinds were 1 million, 2 million cards.
So
the blinds were 500, 1 million.
So he has to move. So he has to move in with ace 9 heads up.
Yeah, yes, he didn't do anything wrong. I'm telling you. But when he hits the ace
You
on
just
the
got
river,
screwed.
I got up and looked at it, turned white. I hugged him and I said, congratulations. I cried all the way to the cage, cuz, with my back on his bodyguard. He looks at me and he says, cuz, what are you crying about? I said, I want my name on the cup. It's tough to cash a tournament, let alone go back to back. I was #1 in the world. When I got second, I was #1 in the world. I would have been the oldest WPT player in history. Guess what? I go to the window. I go to the Bellagio window, and in my back it says, the girl wants to talk. I said, what can I do for you, miss? She said, how would you like your 695 guy? I said, what?
Hey,
I started laughing. I said, what'd you say? She said, how would you like your 690K? I said, give him 345 and me 345. I start laughing hysterical. Ready? After that, cuz.
hey, hold on a second. I got to tell you something, because we have a lot in common. You know, this is another thing we have in common. You know my worst poker story?
No.
5-handed and 111,000 buy-in, my biggest buy-in ever. I've never played that big since, and I wasn't even supposed to play it. Keith Lear got me to
Because I
blackjack
heard
satellite.
you did tell.
But
You told
we'll
me
skip
that
to the last
story.
hand. But we'll skip to the last hand. Federholtz
Right.
jam small blind on me. I'm in the big blind. I haven't looked at my hand, Steve. I've got my cards capped. It's folded around. He just won a big pot. He's still raking in the pot, and the deal's the next hand. And his royals over there waving a fucking German flag, and he's pumping his fist, and he looks down at his hand and announces all in. I haven't looked at my cards. So the first thing I do is count. I'm like, I got like 29 bigs here. What the fuck is he open jamming? You know, he's got about 40 bigs. He's chip leading. And I look around, I said, fuck, I think I'm 3rd out of 5 in chips. And then I pill 2 jacks. You know, put my chips in quicker than as soon as I saw him. But he had ace-9. He had ace-9, cuz. Swear to
The
God.
same man.
Ace-9 versus jack, so the same situation. Ace-5, 5 flop.
Jesus.
Let me tell you what, I went to the rail. My wife's over there, a couple of my good friends. I go to the rail, and when the flop came out, I was on the rail. You know what? I thought, it doesn't matter. I'm going to win this fucking hand. A jack's coming for sure. Like, I didn't feel bad at all. I knew ace-5, 5 flop. I just knew I was going to win the fucking hand. I was sure of it. Ace on the turn. We're done. Yeah. You know what? That was up top, 5.2 million, because 5th was 1.2.
Yeah, well, yours was a lot bigger spot, cuz.
But the same, no, it's the same feeling. And you know what? I would argue the prestige of winning that bracelet, 111K, you know, the 1-drop bracelet, that fucking it was a badass bracelet. I would argue that the 5-diamond title, dude, you know, Gus Hansen's won that, Antonio Espandari. That's like a fucking, and you were so close, and now, you know, we both know we could play our entire life and never be back in that spot. It's just
right.
facts.
You know what? A lot of people ask me about that. And Will the Thrill, I gotta tell you, you know, because he even told me he sucked out 7 times when he won it. He said, cuz you're running so good and playing so good, but you may not get there ever again. And I said, I know. But you know what, cuz? Do you know why? I've been grinding. You asked me about you're a grinder. You said, where are you? Do you ever stop playing? Because I love this game so much that I'm telling you, I'm flying wherever there's a game.
You want to win.
My last 10 tournaments, I got 8th at the WSOP in New Orleans, 7th, cashed the tournament, went to Pashada, got 12th and 14th, Stone Cold Bubble in Maine. This is all within 3 weeks.
Do you study?
Then I get on what?
Do you study?
You know what? I can't believe you asked me this question. Some of the best players in the world, I can't mention their names, at the 5-diamond, somebody prestige said that kid must be studying his ass off because you don't go back to back because I don't study. Zero.
People want to know there's an app. I started using.
No, I'm just
Octopi.
telling. I tell the truth. I tell the truth. Just like Jesse
Jesse. Do you ever
Loans.
think about just like getting on Octopi and looking at hands and just seeing what it says, what the computer says it should
I don't know. I would like to.
It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy to add that to your arsenal.
No, I'm asking Brian. I would like to. How do I do it?
If you're already really good at poker, if your instinct is really good, it's not like it's fucked me up some. Like this summer, I had 2 big spots at the series. I cashed 15 times at the series this summer. I had two big spots where I
Huge.
probably could have won a bracelet. Yes. I had two big spots where if I wouldn't have listened to the solver, if I wouldn't have known what the solver said, I would have folded my hands both times and I would have went deeper. One time I was 13 handed for a bracelet in the 2200 buy-in, like the third event. And I got ace jack of diamonds with like 16 bigs under the gun. And I just min raised, well, 2.5x. And the button had been playing with me for 2 days and had seen that I had been playing super fucking nitty. I had been playing super nitty. I'd never got any chips, so I never opened it up. The button that had like 4 million, he had like 50 bigs. He 3-bets me like 4x. Well, the solver there says to rip it. I did the worst thing. I saw a flop and it came jack deuce deuce and he had pocket kings. But my gut told me to fucking fold that motherfucker.
I'm folding them.
Yeah.
I'm folding because the guy played with me and he knows that I was in it. So I'm actually gonna muck ace jack of diamond.
Okay, so sorry. Look, my gut told me this is a fucking fold. You've been playing nitty this whole time. Just fold and wait for a better spot. But then the solver actually says it's a fucking 4-bet jam with that stack. But they're not taking into consideration that this guy knows I'm playing like a fucking nit.
Right. It doesn't. It can't calculate. It can't calculate that.
But still, if you use it enough, you start seeing spots where, wow, I would have never thought to shove 50 bigs over this open right here. But they tell you to do it because the reason why is because you're picking up 6-7 bigs at a time in spots where they can almost never fucking call your jams. You know, like they're teaching you spots where you think it would be really wild to fucking jam there, but it's like they either have to have aces or kings or they can't fucking call.
Right, they're not even calling with queens. Got it.
Yeah, so it's like
so you'll send me
Octopi Poker. We'll put I'm gonna put it in this thing anyway, but let's get back to you, Steve.
Yeah.
What is your biggest goal in poker? A goal that you really you want to fulfill more than any other goal in poker?
Because you can keep the bracelet, the WSOP bracelets. I want my name on the cup.
I agree. I think it's much.
I want my name on the cup. I was
9-handed for that this summer online. You still get on the cup though. 9-handed aces versus ace-3 suited for fucking 80 bigs pre-flop.
Oh, it's just, we play. Can I share this with you? If you notice on Facebook, I never post hands because I'm not Alan Kessler. I'm not these guys. We could talk about hands, but you know what it really is? It's just
like
variance.
Alan Kessler, cuz?
Well, you know what he just did to me? I'm going to call him out. I can't believe you brought this up. I'm going to call him out right here like I called D-Neg. I called out D-Neg about being a socialist prick. And then last year he called me out and asked me, well, you have a problem with me. I called him a social prick because Poker News interviewed him and said, how's your president doing? And Daniel Negreanu said, Biden is exceeding my expectations. So when they asked me about that, I said, you know what? Wait, you know what? This is 2022. It's documented. I said, Daniel, you are a socialist prick. Why don't you go back to Canada? So last year, he finally was at my table in the main event day 2. And all my friends that listened to him say, oh, he's going to come and talk to you, cuz, to see if you got a problem with him. He comes up to me. There's 4 tables. He puts me in the middle. He says, cuz, we got a problem. Yeah, you're a socialist prick. I'm going to tell you right to your face. I said, you know what? Let's go. Let's play poker. I pat him on the back. I said, you're the best poker player, but you're still a socialist prick. You know, he voted for Trump last year. Did you know that?
He's changed a lot. I think his wife changed him a lot, bro.
Yeah, for the better. So anyway, where were
Daniel's probably a pretty good guy deep down, bro. Me and him have had issues too. Let me tell you a real quick. When we're in Poker Go and I order a burger and I get this big fat burger, like double burger, and I get it and I take a big bite and Daniel's right next to me, sitting next to me. He goes, Brian, let me ask you a question. I've got this big fucking bite of burger in my mouth. I'm eating it. And he goes, let me ask you a question. He goes, would you eat your dog? And because I had my little dog with me while I was eating, and I said, what the fuck are you talking about? So, of course I wouldn't eat my dog. He's my fucking, like, my best friend. And he goes, well, what's the fucking difference between what you're eating now? And dude, I got up and took that burger and just fucking slammed it in the trash can because it was like, but anyway, since then, I actually have one more good one, Daniel. I'm sitting in
Don't forget, remind me about Alan Kessler. I don't want to forget.
I am, but I got one more good one about Daniel. We're sitting in a 50K. Kerry Katz is in the 1 seat. Daniel's in the 5 seat. I'm in the 6 seat. My girlfriend, smoking hot at the time, her name was Ambrosia. we're in the money. We're in the money in the 50K. 19 made the money. We got 18 left, and I got plenty of chips too. Daniel's on my right. She comes up. There's one table in between the rail and our table, but there's no one at the table. It's empty table.
Yeah.
And she comes up and she's standing there. She's standing there for about 10, 15 minutes. And Daniel's sitting there kind of like rubbing himself, bro, like legit looking at her, kind of rubbing his cock, because I'm sitting right next to him. And I'm like, yo, bro, that's my girl. And it's like,
are you serious?
Check it out. I don't know if he's fucking oblivious or just doesn't hear me, and maybe I talk too low, because I do talk kind of low sometimes. So he didn't really acknowledge me. Well, then even Carrie Katz like kind of muttered to him, yo, like Daniel, because he was like being very awkward, like staring at her and eye locking with her. Well, then Ali Najad comes up behind us while we're playing, and he taps Daniel on the back, and he's like, yo, Daniel, who's the smoke show? And Daniel goes, fuck, I don't know. I figured she was with you. And Daniel's like got his hand on his cock, leaning back at his fucking chair, looking at her. Swear to God, swear to God, bro. Why would I say something? I even told you.
No, I believe you, but it's awfully odd.
No, but there's also a recording where Brent Hanks talks about this Brent Hanks talks about this online a few days later. When I won my bracelet, Brent Hanks brings it up with Ali, and Ali says we're good. But anyway, Ali says that. I stand up and I tell Ali, man, you gonna have a fucking problem or what? Like, me and you can fucking go right here, bro. You're not gonna disrespect me. That's my woman right there y'all are talking about. And all of a sudden, Ali starts apologizing, telling me he didn't know, he's sorry, blah, blah, blah. But Daniel never said a word, right? But then I see Daniel nowadays, when he's walking around with this little thing, filming himself and shit, he always acts like we're like at least good. And I asked him for an interview one time in the Bahamas. I said, hey, can I do a quick interview for GG Poker? It was before he signed with them, and I was an agent, and he was cool. He gave it to me. So, you know, I mean, I think like he's probably coming around a little bit. Who knows? Hopefully he believes there's two genders and, you know, whatnot.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So anyway,
okay. So back to Alan Kessler. What's your beef with Alan?
So hold on. So I'm in Chicago. I'm in Hammond, Indiana, and he asked me. He looked, you know, he doesn't really look you in the face. I know him 20 years. I mean, I drove with him in a car. In that WPT circuit from you know, the stops from Commerce to Bay 101 to Thunder Valley. Make a long story short, he said to me, why don't you come to Southern Indiana? You haven't been here since 05. I said, I don't know really if I'm going to go there. So when I seen him this morning, I go from Chicago, I get here, I rent the car, I fly, and I see him, and he said, well, I thought you were coming, I told you. I said, I've changed my mind, Alan. I swear to God, I don't have a room the 27th and 28th. He's a 7-star. He's leaving tomorrow. I said to him, text your host, rebook for the 27th, 28th, put my name on it, I'll use my credit card, and you use 2 days in fuck Caesars and help cuz out. You know what he said? Impossible. Impossible. You are a 7-star. You can book the room for me that you're coming back with my name on it. You don't have to gamble here. You give them enough action. He froze me out, cuz. Now I'm going to tell you another story.
Bro, we're talking about Alan Kessler, bro.
Yeah, last
tighter
year.
Tighter than
no,
pussy.
It's not costing him a nickel. You got to listen.
But he's tight, bro.
But
he's got that tight mentality, though. He doesn't give a fuck. In his in his mind, he's taking some risk by letting you have his room.
Right.
I wouldn't give a fuck. Me and you wouldn't give a fuck about that.
I've done it before. I've been a 7-star for so many years. I always got rooms. But listen to this. So Mark Provenzano is very close to him. For years, Mark used to pick him up at the airport, let him stay at his house where I stood with his mother. Gavin Smith, Chad Brown used to stay there, really close.
Rest in peace, Gavin Smith.
May they both rest in peace.
Yes.
Last year, or this year, they're playing a tournament. Mark and Alan at the same table. It was a mixed game. And I don't know what game it was, but all I could tell you is that he was it looked like he had a king on the board. Alan Kessler had a king, and he had 3, 4, 5 on the board. And Alan Kessler called the floor on him and said, oh, your hand's dead. My hand's dead. He called, you're going to take your friend's chip. They don't talk no more. And when he came, no, you can't make this up. When he came here this trip, they don't talk no more. He's really, listen, you know he has Asperger's. I still love him, but he's not a guy to ask a favor for. That's all. He's here now today. And
hey, check it out. Check it out. We're at Choctaw, and I come down from the room, for day 2, and I forget my wad. I forget my ID, everything. So I just come. I'm late for day 2, so I hurry up, go get my coffee, and I show up, and I realize when I get a water from the girl, I don't have any money, and I just hate. It feels like bad luck for me not to get. I don't want them to think, oh, this cheap fucking bastard wants me to wait on him all day and not give him nothing. So I want to give him at least $1. So I see Kessler's the only one around that I really know.
I don't give bucks. I give $5. They work too hard.
Yeah, well, that's what I usually do too. I always ask them, they say the cheapies don't give nothing. Most people give 1, some give 2, and the generous guys give 5 or 10. Sometimes I'll give a 20 if I'm generous.
Right,
but anyway, the point is, I just want to give her something. I go over to Kessler and I say, hey, let me hold $1 until on break. I'm going to go get my money or whatever. Well, he gets it out real quick, gives me a single, and she comes and I give it to her. Well, I kind of just forget about it. Well, I make day 3, and he's coming in to play like the 400 or whatever that's on day 3. But I make day 3 on fucking the main event, and we're starting the day, and we've been playing for about 30 minutes, and he comes up to me and goes, hey, Brian, you gonna give me? Can I get that $1? Swear to God.
Oh my God.
The next day. And of course I gave it back to him, but it's like he remembered a fucking $1, cuz.
He has Asperger's, which is a social disorder. You got to look it up. So he doesn't do it Asperger's. You don't know what it is, right?
Well, I've heard of it.
No, you got to Google it. But you got to Google it and actually read the content. I always thought it was more like I thought Asperger's was more like a nervous disorder or something. Social disorder. That's why you can't look in the eye. I looked it up and I had to figure out what is. I know him for 20 years. It's Asperger's. Trust me. Anyway.
I mean, some people just don't look at you in the eye when they talk, brother. They're not trustworthy.
I'm telling you. Come on, his IQ's through the roof. He has Asperger's. I'm telling you.
You think his IQ's through the roof?
Oh, yeah.
Is he a socialist too? You think he's a socialist? Most of these really brilliant people that I've talked to, for some reason, they don't believe in God and they don't like conservative politics. It's weird.
Yeah. We're not going to talk politics because we lost it. They made him a martyr. Charlie Kirk, I cried when I heard his wife. About it.
Well, you know what I want to tell you, man. I was moved so much. I was moved so much by his funeral, cuz that I'm thinking about putting poker on the back burner, and this might be my last sit down about poker. I might switch to. I'm thinking that if I got popular enough representing Christ with my life, and really living a Christ-like life, and don't womanize, and don't drink, and don't do drugs, and don't do nothing, and really live a Christ-like life.
You want to join? You want to join her? You want to join that mission?
No, I'm saying that I think I can start my own. I want to start my own organization. I think I'm going to call it Masculine for Christ, and I want to talk about real masculinity, what real men stand for, because this is what's happened. We're not allowed to be real men in America anymore. We've been brainwashed for 50 years, since the 40s. They started this plan on us in the early 40s, and I didn't even know it until recently. That's how brainwashed I've been. I just realized that all the history I was taught my whole life, the people I was taught to hate, the people I was taught why I should hate them, it was all bullshit. It's all been bullshit. We're being controlled by someone on the outside, brother. That's all it is to it.
Hold on, I want to get back. When his wife said, "Forgive them, for they not know what they do," that was when Christ was on the cross. When she said that, and then she said, "I forgive him," meaning the shooter. Come on, they made him a martyr. Listen, we already know that the left has moved so far left. They've lost it all.
Okay, back to poker. I love you, man. You're a great interview.
Been asking...
What about you know what? I got to get you a little bit emotional, because what's taken your love, like, since your mother's passed? Other than poker, have you found anything? Let me say something that really touched me earlier. You said about poker, when my wife divorced me, I didn't want to go to work anymore. I wasn't into the car business anymore. I didn't love it enough. But poker, I could sit at the table and I could get through the day. It took me away from everything for 8 or 10 hours a day.
Yes.
And I just did it. Yes. And I went everywhere, traveling one after the other, and forgot about my business. because I just couldn't think about the fact that my 20-year marriage had just ended, and I was trying to block it out, and I couldn't get out of bed to go to work. I was depressed as fuck, to be honest.
I got
and
it.
I didn't want to get out of bed, but I could get up and go compete at poker. I could do it every day.
That's what happened after Mama died in 2021, cuz. True story. So now you asked me on the phone, you said, cuz, do you ever stop playing poker? No, why would I want to stop something that I'm good at? I keep knocking at the door, and I love the competition, and I love traveling. You and I seen you in fucking Cambodia. We went to eat food together, we took the tuk-tuk. Then I went to the ruin. I went to Anchor.
You're the only one, by the way, out of 15 people who said, where are you going? Cuz I see you keep posting this shit, you're going somewhere. You're the only one that had the balls to say, give me the fucking schedule, I'm on my way. And you made it there. You didn't feel so great when you got there, but you made it there.
It was a long flight. It took 3 hours. I booked it the day before. It took me 42 hours to get there. Make a long story short, all I'm doing is traveling, and all I really need, I'm being honest, is I need a backer to back me so I can have a clear head and not worry about selling pieces. And because once I do that, and what I've done in the last month with all the cashes and all the knocking at the door, I really need somebody to say, okay, cuz going to, I'm not looking for $10,000, $25,000 tournaments from 400s up to 10Ks. That's it. That's what I'm looking for, and I never told you that, Brian.
Start by posting on Stake Kings, man. Even if it's just like 10%, and you start to build a following, and this way you can get like 20, 30 people just putting in $200-300 and everybody gets a sweat. It works, man. It takes a while to build it up, but go on Stake Kings. Use my link to do it, bro. That way.
Well, no, I know. I'm already on Stake Kings. I know. Listen to me, Brian. I'm very close.
But you need to really consistently list every tournament you play. Just even if you don't know you're going somewhere, list it anyway. If you don't play it, you'll fucking take it down.
Okay. Anyway, so that's it. So the bottom line is, I'm here now. I just pick up and go. People ask me where you're going. All I know is I'm going from here. I'm going to Houston. From Houston, I'm going to the Lodge. From the Lodge, I'm going back to Hard Rock for the 35 WP.
You're not going to Austin for the WPT Prime that's coming up like October?
That's the Lodge.
The Lodge in Austin.
That's the Lodge.
In Austin. You said the Lodge.
I just told you.
You said the Lodge.
I'm going to Houston. Then from Houston, they got $1 million tournament in Houston. I'm flying to the Lodge
for
the WPT Prime. From there, I'm going to Hard Rock WPT. From there, I'm going to the Win from the 3rd for the WPT Prime, 1,100, $5 million. I'm not going.
Do you already have your room?
Even if I went, no, I don't have nothing.
Okay,
I have nothing.
When you look up your room for the Lodge, look at the Ruby Red Hotel. That's where I'm staying.
Okay, so I'm not going to the, even if I win a ring, I'm not going to for a 2,500.
Even if you win a ring, you're gonna win a ring, right?
Yeah.
The power of positive thinking. Win the fucking main event. Then you won't need a backer.
So did you didn't hear what happened to me?
I know.
You didn't hear. I didn't tell you when I'm at.
Yeah, you did tell me.
No, I got 26th. 26th I got again at the main event in Hammond, Indiana. 620 players. Guy limps under the
Top
gun.
3%.
He lips under the gun.
Yeah.
I have ace king. I ship it. Comes back to me. Beat me to the pot. If you put him on a hand, I'll ship you $500 for dinner to take you and your girlfriend. Limped under the gun.
He limped under the gun?
He limped under the gun 20,000. I shipped 17 bigs with ace king O. Comes back to me, beat me to the pot. Well, put him on a hand, and he don't cover me. Put him on a hand.
Queen 10 suited.
Yeah, I told you that, you fuck.
No, you didn't.
I told you the hand. It wasn't Queen 10 suited.
I guessed it. I swear to God, I guessed it.
Yeah, you're a fucking Queen 10-0, cuz. Queen 10-0.
Oh, I said suited, so I got it wrong.
I'm off. Yeah, come on, cuz. Come on. That's good poker, really. That's great. Anyway, I got 26.
So let me ask you something. Let me ask you a question, Steve.
Anything you want, cuz.
You've said countless times during this interview that you were knocking at the door. What's it going to take for you to kick it down?
I'm going to tell you.
What's the one thing you need to do?
I'm going to tell you. Even all the spots that I was in, I can't do nothing about them. I ran every hand back in my mind. Guy jams ace ace 10. I have ace jack of diamond. I play with him. I know he could have anything. I could not even be flipping. I could have him dominated. I got him crushed. He has ace 10-0. I got ace jack of diamond, 10 in the window. The luck factor. For me to get where I've gotten in the last month, you have to be good. But when you get there, those spots, you got to get lucky. You got to run good. You got to run pure. I'm sorry. Poker, I'm not angry. I'm not angry about anything. Brian, I'm telling you from my heart.
I know, believe me.
What's going to take it? I keep knocking. The luck factor at the end and getting it in good and just the variance hits you behind, it's okay. I know it's going to open up and it's going to happen.
I agree. I agree. So I could easily have a 15 million Hindenburg instead of 5 million if I had a few hands go the right way and luck happened the right time.
Right.
But that being said, I was saying that for many years. The last 2 years, you know what I said? I said, okay, that's fine, but what can I do? And the only thing I could figure out that I could do is I stopped drinking alcohol. I don't drink anymore, and my game's gotten a lot sharper because of it. Because I would drink when I was playing, get a little loosey goosey, and make mistakes. And I don't drink anymore. I don't drink anymore at all, and especially not when I'm playing.
Do you think I drink
alcohol? But I'm saying I've started doing like a routine in the morning where I do like some movements meditation in the morning, some light movements. Also like mine. You know, it was a big thing, like when I was hanging out with Bren, he would always talk about energy, and he would even I remember this guy came over one time to his place, and there was a bunch of us hanging out, and this guy comes in and he talks about he got a ticket on the way there and this and that, and he was complaining about it.
It's all negative.
But he was complaining about a ticket he just got, and then he's been sick, and he's got this. He's like, I got this shit in my chest. I can't get rid of it for 4 months, and this and that. Well, Bren's right-hand man at the time was David Muskowski, both me and David. But David kind of took care of things. I didn't even know it at the time, but Brent had made a motion to David, yo, get this fucking guy out of here. So David was like, yo, we're all about to like take a shower and start getting ready. Like, we'll have to holler at you later, and kind of got him out of there. And as soon as he got him out the door, Brent said, I don't ever want that guy around me again. And at first I thought, man, what a fucking like high and mighty jerk. That's what I really thought in my heart. But the more I hung out with him, is I found out the reason he wins is because he doesn't let any of that into his circle ever. If someone starts whining and moaning, he doesn't let them around him at all.
You know what it is? It's they're renting space. You're letting that negativity rent space. Listen to me. I don't let none of that negativity in my space. When they start talking to me,
it goes bigger than that, Steve. It goes bigger than that. It's like when you have ace king versus queens and you're all clinched up or say you have queens and you're against ace king and you're all clinched up because you just feel like an ace is coming and then it does. It's better to not be clinched up and just sit there and go, there's not a fucking chance in hell this guy wins this fucking hand here. He's never winning this fucking hand. Never winning.
Brian, I didn't tell you this, but we're going to go back. I've been homeless 3 times and I've been a millionaire 3 times. Factual. Ready?
Right.
I would never be able to be speaking to you if I had any negativity in my life.
What's your favorite car?
Understand?
What's your favorite car? What? What's your favorite car?
What?
Car. Favorite car. If you could drive any car in the world, what would be the car you would drive?
I was in the car business. Cars don't impress me.
But what's your favorite car? If you could drive any car today, which one would you drive?
I'm telling you, I spent 30 years in the car business. I've driven. It does do nothing for me. Just give me a car to get me from A to B. I'm good. You understand?
You don't like a nice S63 AMG Mercedes?
No, that's nothing. I'm just on my daughter's eyes. It does nothing for me.
All right, that's a good answer.
Does that make sense?
What does do something for you? Other than poker, what does do something for you?
Well, I haven't been doing anything for outside, but
what does do something for you? What gets you fucking going? What could you do that, like, if poker. You could do? Okay, and I'm sure you got.
All right. Oh, I know. I want to. This year, I want to jump out of a plane.
There you go. What else? Like, who? Your mom was obviously dear to you. You can't even talk about her. She's been gone 4 years, correct?
Over 4 years.
Okay, and you still get choked up every time you talk about it.
What do you mean? I cry all the time.
Who else do you have in your life that's like that? Who has your heart?
My daughter
like
and
that?
Granddaughter. After the World Series, I flew and surprised them. She was born 3 days later, Brian. My granddaughter, my only daughter, gave birth to a baby girl. And she said to me, She says, Papa, when are you coming? I surprised them after the World Series. I took them to I took them to the petting zoo. I took them to Atlantic City. They make me smile. They make me happy.
Okay, so when you see that little girl, do you see some of your mother there?
Oh, come on, cuz. Come on.
Okay, so now I've got you where you're very, you're really very sweet guy. You can tell when I talk to you. I got to bring this up just because it's the way interviews go. And you know I love you, but I got to ask you this question. You're not Will Kassouf, you're not Martin Cabral, but some people in poker, you are a polarizing figure. I like you. I'm going to tell you, I don't know if you remember, you were just a recreational player at the time, but I came to Borgata to play a tournament, and I think it was one of the first times you had, maybe you had played a few tournaments, you were playing tournaments here and there, but I remember I played a hand really bad against you where you flopped top pair and I floated. I called like half pot bigs, I had a lot of chips, and I hit a gutter ball on the turn, and the gutter ball gave you 2 pair, and we got it all in. And I
remember the hand.
And you didn't double up, and you said, "Cuz that's the worst fucking play I've ever." And you called me an idiot. You said, I can't believe you idiot would call me like that. You got to be an idiot." And then a few minutes later, maybe 15 minutes later, you kind of gave me a lot of shit. When we were going off the break, you came up behind me and you said, "Hey, cuz I love you. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't talk to you like that." That's the way we. And it was my first trip to the Northeast or anywhere in that area. I'd never left. When I left Texas, it was like Oklahoma or California, but I'd never been to Jersey, New York, anywhere until I was like, in my 30s or whatever. So, but that's how we met and we became friends, and you've grown on me through the years. You can be boisterous and loud and this and that, but that's your personality. Poker would be boring. I don't think you rise anywhere near to the level of these other 2 guys I mentioned, but I know just from sitting at other tables and you're doing your thing, you got 300K and everyone's still sitting on starting stack, and you're getting going, you got your energy going, and they can't take it sometimes. And I've heard people, I've had to defend you. I've had people at my table say, I wish they would kick him out or something like that. And I said, why? What, do you want everybody to just sit here like a freaking robot and not say a word? So I kind of had to defend you. But what do you say to the retractors of people that say you make too much noise, or you annoy the shit out of some people? I love you, and there's a bunch of people who do, but you're you're one of those guys. I would say in poker, if I asked people, you're one of those guys that they either love you or they hate you.
Guess what, man? You and I have been around the world, and we've been through a lot of shit, okay?
Right.
And where we've been, I don't give a flying fuck what they think. I'm Steve Buckner, aka Cuz, and I'm gonna be me. And I said, when I go to a tournament, I went to Hammond, Indiana. It was like I was going to a funeral home. Nobody was talking. I said, guys, this ain't a funeral home. I just got up and made a laugh. I said, come on now, we're playing a game we love. I'm gonna be Cuz. And the bottom line is, I remember that, Cuz. And if New York, if we don't pick on you and fuck with you, that means we don't love you.
Right.
I remember. I tapped you on the shoulder. We were walking out of the Borgata. That's me. I don't mean nothing. I'll never do. Listen to me. I got a heart of gold, man. I'll take the shirt off my back for anyone.
I believe that.
Anyone. That's just Cuz. I love it. I love.
The thing about your wanting to get on the cup, is there a particular place, like would it be sweet to do it at the 5 Diamond, or is there another place?
No, there is no 5 Diamond. No. Anywhere where, I support WPT a lot.
So the 5 Diamond's over and now the WPT champ. I thought they just moved it to a different time. It's over now?
No. The 5 Diamond ended in 2022. Because it ended in 2022. 2022. Me against Chad Everslage was the last 5 Diamond in history. It was the 20th anniversary, and they didn't film it. They didn't film it a couple blocks up the road to the Luxor because MGM bought Bellagio and they knew poker was over. But that would have been the best final table in history. It was the longest in history, 399. It's over.
So the next logical choice would be the championship at the Wynn.
Yes. or anywhere where the WPT. You know me. I went to go see you in Cambodia. As long as there's a cup there, I'm gonna play.
Other than the luck factor, what can Steve do to get over the hump to win? I want you to. I want you to do. I want to do it. We all, as poker players, really want that. We see these other guys that they get on this. We think they just hit their luck streak, but some guys are really consistent more than others. I think I'm really consistent. I've really been trying to figure out how to finish some of these tournaments because I make it to the final 2 tables of damn near everything I play, and it's like, am I doing something wrong in those stages to make it? Just
no, I don't think you.
No, but maybe we're not getting enough chips prior to that. Maybe we're not taking some spots we should. There's got to be something that I look at my own game. Here's what I want. I want that time that you see all these other guys have where they go win like 3 main events in a row, or you almost had that shot. I know you want it to happen again. That's why
I almost had 3. No, you didn't. Yeah, let's back up. I almost had 3 cuz within 1 year. Hard Rock, I got knocked out. If you recall, he got 4 million views. There was 33 left, playing for 1.172 million. I play a 4 million chip pot, under the gun with 16 bigs. The guy next to me uses his last 3 time banks. He calls. Here's where I'm telling you, nothing I can do differently. Ready? He uses his last 3 times. He calls with 7 people behind him. John Dolan, who made the final table when he was 21 years old, he's 39 now, says, cuz I'm all in for more. He calls for 1,050,000. He shoves and calls. John Dolan calls. I said, D. I call him D. I said, D, you got ace, king, O. He said, yeah, cuz. He turns over king, queen, club. I have 2 queens. It comes 10 brick. It goes jack 9, cuz, for 4 million. A guy videotaped me. I said, I fucking can't believe I want to put my fist right through that fucking glass. There was a guy videotaping me. I said, I didn't get this mad when he fucking hit the ace a few months ago, and I denied me 1,042,000 in the fucking title. That guy got 4 million views, bro. Don't tell me there's nothing I could have did differently there. That would have been my 3rd final table, cuz. Come on, bro. It takes a lot. You need chips to get there, but you need the luck factor at the end. It goes runner, jack 9. I didn't do nothing wrong.
The closest I've ever gotten in a WPT live is a 5th and a 3rd, and those were a decade ago. And then this summer on the online one, I was chip leading with 9 left, and yeah, didn't. I thought I was.
What was the buy-in?
I think it was 2,500. This online one.
WPT.
Brian Altman won it. Yeah, I was chip leading I was chip leading with 9 left, and we got it all in ace for a huge pot, aces versus queens, and he spiked the queen on me, and I still wasn't out. I got it in a few hands.
Right, hold on. Was that a WPT or a WSOP?
It was WPT online, but it was good to get on the cup.
It was a cup event.
It was Altman's like third thing. Yeah. So, but I got a 5th and a 3rd within 2 months, about a decade ago. And this 9th is the first time I've even sniffed a WPT since then. But I was chip leading with 9 left and played like 100 big pot, aces versus queens, all in pre-flop, and he just spiked.
So there you go. So again, I'm going to reiterate it. I'm going to keep telling you. I don't want to know. There's nothing you can do differently in that spot. And there's the 2 outer and the variance that hits. It's just nothing you can do.
But that's just that one tournament. Like, sometimes when we're playing poker tournaments, I know I'm guilty of not being zoned in or focused in and wasting a few buy-ins here and there. It can happen, like to get there at the tournament and start and not fuck around from the start and be zoned in and play good poker from the start is not always that easy. So that's what I'm talking about.
I do it. I'm sorry. People ask me.
Sleep well?
They ask me, how do you do it, cuz? We want to go to sleep. You don't eat while you're playing. You fast. You have all this energy, and you don't want to eat because it makes you tired, and you'll eat afterwards. Because again, we have the luck factor in the end. Run good at the end. Take the Hard Rock. I'm 4th in chips with 292 left. When I tell you I went card that I was dialed in, I thought it was my tournament because Hard Rock is where I run good in WPTs. This was a Hard Rock, but I'm fourth in chips with 292 left. I got 317. You start with 50. I got more than six starting stacks. I was dialed in. I went card dead for 7.5 hours. When I mean card dead, there were pros at my table. I'm not afraid of him. He would open, he would 3-bet, he would 4-bet. I got queen deuce. I'm out for 7.5 hours. And then I told you on a stone cold bubble, I fucking shipped it with ace king. I'm not folding it. My point is, I'm going to tell you, we're playing good. As long as we're cashing and keep fucking knocking, I'm going to get in, period. And you're going to get in.
So before the end of 2025, is it safe to say that you could easily double your Hindenburg by the end of 2025? It could happen.
Absolutely. My goal was to have 2.8 million.
You could easily double your Hindenburg, though. I mean, if you won the WPT championship, you could quintuple it.
Right, but what my goal? I'm just telling you what my goal was.
I'd love to see you win it or get second. I'd love to see you get second.
Cuz they're not gonna call me Stevie second. Cuz I'm sorry, they already call me Stevie second. Now go fuck yourself.
Hey, I got a question for you. You already called out a few people, but who's one person that you just fucking can't stand in poker?
Oh wow.
Somebody someone you just hate when they get set at your table. You just wish they weren't fucking there. You want to get moved. You want to get moved when you see them at your table. Is there nobody? That says a lot about you. All right.
So buddy. No, I'm being honest, Brian. I don't have anybody that I despise. No.
Okay, so who's your favorite person in poker? Like your favorite, rather than favorite person, who do you think is the best poker player in the world?
I'm going to tell you who it is. And I'm proud to say it. I know him since he's a kid. Jesse Lonis. He's friends with Fred Goldberg. I want to play a hand. He's in the $101,000 invitational, and I'm with Freddie Goldberg, who he stays in his house all the time. You're listening?
Yeah, bro.
No problem. So we're leaving Asheville, North Carolina. He's on my plane. He's sitting right next to me. What are the odds? There's 190 seats. He sits right next to me. Right. He gets off. I said, don't wake your wife up. I mean, don't make her get out of bed. I'll take you home. We get home. He puts Jesse Lonis on. They're playing the 110, the 101 invitational. Here's who's at the table: Brent Kenny, Phil Ivey, Rob Young. The who's who of the world is at the final table. Buzz, you can't make this up. He raised on the button with ace jack of diamond. The blind called. The flop come. Ready? Jack, 8, 10, rainbow. No, Jack, 7, 8. Jack, 7, 8, rainbow. Blind checked. He checked with top, cuz. What are you doing there with ace jack, cuz? You're checking? Come on. Be real.
No, you know why? Because what are you afraid of? Like, you're afraid of what, a king or a queen?
The flop, cuz he's got ace jack of diamond. The flop come.
But I'm saying, why would you bet? Like, what are you afraid of on the turn? You're only afraid of like a king or a queen. So you're just kind of like hoping that those don't come so you can stack the guy.
Okay. So anyway, the turn comes brick. Because I'm leading out to see where I'm at. Anyway, the turn comes brick. He leads, the blind leads for 3 million. He doesn't even use a time bank. He just fucking mucked. It went like this. Boop.
Huh.
Did you hear what I just told you?
Yeah, the guy had flipped the set there,
Come
right?
on, Brian. Give me a break. How good is he, man? Guess what the guy had?
He flopped the set.
9, 10. He flopped the joint.
Oh,
and
okay.
he told Freddie Goldberg that he has a soul read on all of them. He knocked out 7 of the 8 players, cuz. You didn't watch that on TV?
No, but I believe he has to have a soul read on him because he's crushing them.
Because he won 9.6 million. But also remember this.
He's playing big buy-ins.
When you play those big buy-ins, you're not playing with 5,000 and 800 and 9,000 and 15,000 players.
Well, yeah, bro, but it doesn't matter. It's not that easy.
You got to be good to get. Yeah.
And you got to, and once he's made it there, he stayed there, bro. Lots of people make it there, but he stayed there. Hey, I asked him one time, we're buddies, like we're cool. We've ate dinners together in the Bahamas. We had like dinners every night together with him and all his boys that he hangs out with. And Ryan Reese was there with us and everything. But so we're cool. But here recently at, I forgot where it was, but I said something about sunrun and he got pissed off. He's like, I ain't on no fucking, he's like, bro, you don't fucking sunrun for 2.5 years. He's like, I'm just fucking good, bro. I'm just the fucking best. He got like angry with me because I said, I said, man, it's nice to be on a sun run, huh? And he goes, I ain't no fucking sun run. He goes, like, sun runs don't last for 3 years, buddy. He's like, I'm just fucking crushing these guys' souls.
He's got 26 million. I think he's the best. My personal opinion, Brent Kenny, who never says anything about anybody, and you're close with him. You should speak to Brent Kenny. You know what he said about him? He doesn't talk good about anybody. He said, that's the best player in the world now. Your boy who you know for years. True story.
When did he say that?
He said that,
I mean, I don't doubt
it.
He doesn't really talk much.
No, I just said that he doesn't talk much and doesn't give compliments about other players, but I forgot who he told that to.
I believe it. I believe it.
Well, he's played against them in big events.
Yeah, I believe it.
Anyway, cuz, listen to me. It's 11:46.
All right.
I'm tired, bro. This was a long interview.
It was. You did a really good job, though. You're going to love the footage we get out of it. Hey,
listen, I'm just cuz. You know that. Listen, I'm just me, cuz. I'm not phony. What you see is what you get. And you got it all.
Cuz, I'm going to let you go, but I got to give just a few quick hits for the end of this thing. Just really dumb shit that doesn't even matter. Favorite color?
Blue.
Favorite food?
Sushi.
Who was your favorite pinup girl growing up?
Farrah Fawcett.
Woo, there you go. You like Daisy Duke too? No Daisy Duke. Holy shit.
What else? What else?
Your favorite game show of all time?
Wow. Well, I'd have to go because I watched it with my mother so much. Wheel of Fortune.
Favorite song?
Oh. I'll always love my mama.
There you go.
She's my favorite girl. Yeah.
There you go. Hey, brother. Hey, let's finish. I'm going to finish. I hope you don't mind, bro. Let's finish with the word of prayer, Lord. I'm going to say, Lord Jesus, thank you for my brother Steve here, my cousin Steve. Lord, he's still in pain, obviously, about the loss of his mother. Just reassure him that she's in heaven looking down, waiting for him to win a big one. She's going to be up there cheering when he does. She's watching just like she watched the WSOP. She's looking down on us now, and she's proud, and she wants you to be at ease and enjoy your life. And Lord, I just pray you give us peace, and Lord, give us peace and give us wisdom. And it's in Jesus'
name. How
about
how about health too?
Health, yes, just sir. Health, and bless our family members. Bless those less fortunate. And Lord, thank you. Thank you so much for our abundant life. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen, brother.
Love you.
Thank you so much. I love you. Call me anytime.
Love you. Ciao.
See
Love
you.
you.
That was great.
Bye.